Okay, so 3.7 million videos every single day gets uploaded to YouTube. And by some miracle, you've happened to click on this one right now, where me and you are just going to talk for 15 to 20 minutes. And hand on heart, I literally believe this deep down that this video will change a lot of people's lives. Now, if you're looking for a shiny pill that's going to make you $1 million by next week, then this isn't the video for you. And if anyone tells you that that's possible, then they're just straight up lying. However, if you are looking for something that is going to be able to build you predictable wealth over the next decade, 2 decades, then this is it. This is literally the video. So make sure you watch all the way through. And I don't blame you if your attention span is not the best. It's not your fault. Companies like Meta, TikTok spend millions and millions every single year into doing research on how to literally own people's attention and keep them on platforms. So for once in your life, please just get a notepad out, take some notes, and watch this video all the way through. I'm going to share just 4 things. There's only 4 things. I'll try to get through them as quick as possible, and it will be worth your time, I promise. So let's get into this. And these are 4 things that I do every single day that has allowed me to make multi-6 figures in my teenage years. I actually turned 20 the other day, which is a bit annoying because now those numbers seem a bit less impressive. But nonetheless, I'm going to do these 4 things every day for the rest of my life until I'm able to make millions and millions. So let's get into this. And I practice what I preach. I'm not telling you to do something and then doing something different myself. I know a lot of YouTube people do that, and I am not one of them. So let's get into the 4 things. And the 4th one is the most important, which is the main one I'm going to be talking about. But I need to get through the first 3 first, as these are also important. Now, the first one is going to be fasting. Now, hear me out. Please do not click off the video just because I've talked about something that doesn't directly correspond to money. But here's what I mean. When you fast, you're in a fasted state where you don't have any carbohydrates, you don't have any food in your system, like I do now. You get more oxygen to your brain. Now, what this means is that you're able to think much more critically, you're able to articulate your words better, and you're actually able to form more coherent sentences, once after the other, without messing up or, just not being able to speak. And it's how I'm able to quite literally make 20-minute videos without editing anything and just being able to speak and remember everything in order. It's amazing how it works, and I highly encourage everyone watching this to do it tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this. But you'll be surprised how this works. I wake up, I don't eat anything for about 7 or 8 hours, to be honest. I have coffee, and it's insane. It's literally like a glitch in terms of the amount of output you can do day to day. You'll feel so much more alert, dialed in, and just focused. So this is the first one. Really important. You need more oxygen to your brain because when you eat carbohydrates, food, the body has to do a lot of work digesting it. Oxygen goes down all around your body, and there's not as much in your brain, basically. So this is really important, the first one, fasting. The second one is network. Now, hear me out. Once again, I promise you I'm going to get to the good part right at the end, and I'm going to speak about that part for most of the video. However, I need to just get through these things here because they're really important. Network. Russell Brunson said that you're 1 funnel away from making $1 million, and that's true. However, a better thing that I've recently thought of is you're 1 person away from making $1 million. Just 1 person can change your life. So for those of you that go to like conferences or networking events, which I think are great, however, you shouldn't be going to those conferences to listen to the guest speakers who are doing masterminds and just talking, because they just repeat themselves. They talk about that on social media, same as in person. That is not the real value. The real value is in the hallways. Behind the scenes, when you talk to someone at that event that can maybe tell you to do one thing, you do it and it works, you build relationships, you build a network, That is the most valuable thing. The more handshakes you make, the more money you make. Really important. Network. Now, if you're starting out, you may need to build yourself up because, yeah, you don't have any value points. And I've sort of made this thing up of like a value point system where once you have your circle of friends, you get value points from introducing someone to one of your friends because you know that someone is able to do something valuable to your other people in your circle, like your friends, etc. So you need to actually build yourself up to where you have skill sets in which you can provide value to people too. So very important. That's number 3. Now number 2. Now number 3 is going to be breathing. Now once again, hear me out. I promise you the 4th thing is more business related. These are just some basic things you need to understand. The world wants to stress you out. Quite literally. Now, I want you to think of the world as a big machine. Now, there's people driving those machines. It's mainly the top 10 richest people. I think the top 9 richest people in the world control or have more money than the bottom 4 billion. Think about that. The top 9 richest people in the world have more money than the combined bottom 4 billion people. That is crazy. And they are driving the machines. They put problems, they make it a stressful environment because they benefit from the chaos. They benefit from making you stressed out. That's how it works. So if you can breathe and take time to be able to think before you do something, as I think Abraham Lincoln said, if he had 6 hours to chop down a tree, he would spend the first 5 sharpening his axe. But a more valid point is this idea right now of relaxation. So there's been multiple studies in which you place a plant in a room, and if you play, I think 400 to 600 hertz music, so similar to the binaural beats, where it's just you could argue it's like similar to classical music, but instrumental, where it's like a high frequency music, it actually makes the plant grow faster and healthier. So humans and plants are both living organisms. So if you can place a plant in a room, play certain music which can make it grow faster, then that goes to show the power of frequencies, vibration, and relaxation when it comes to listening to music. So breathing is everything. You need to take time to not just rush into stuff. Don't just do what everyone else does in life, because what will happen is you'll wake up, you'll hate the job you do, you have to get on a train, go to your shitty job, have a 1 hour lunch break, go home, go to your wife who you may not like, and then you'll do that for the next 60 years of your life. So you need to be able to think, you need to be able to breathe and analyze situations. Really important. So the 4th one, the one in which why you're here probably right now, and it's going to be building. Building, there are 5 assets you need to build. There are 5 things, and I'm actually going to write all of these down because they're really important. So if you go to the Forbes top 10 richest people, 8 out of 10 are in software. So people lie, numbers don't lie. You can't disagree with this, okay? So 8 out of 10 people in the top 10 richest Forbes list made their money in software. However, the underlying factor of this software was both a corporate and personal brand. So corporate and personal brand. I'll just put co because I can't be able to spell it. But these 2 things, brand. How you position yourself is everything. We know that. However, I'm going to explain something that you haven't heard before. So the B for brand should be bold. Be bold in your statements. Be bold when you're communicating. If you're able to do that, you'll make a lot of money. Think about it. Elon Musk, very bold. Tate, bold. All the people you look up to, they probably are bold when they're speaking their message. So if we think about this, the reason you're not making the money you want is because you don't have a brand. Now, Voss Water, maybe you've heard of Voss water. Same with Fiji water. You've definitely heard of that one probably. It comes from a little town in Norway. And these people didn't have much business experience. However, the tap water in Iceland, Norway, and other countries around that have really pure tap water. That's by no miracle. You probably understand that. So all they did was just put a label around their tap water and were able to sell it for like $5 to $10. And it makes them pennies to actually make it. And why do people buy it? Because it's from Norway. It's for branding. Same with Fiji water. Yeah, like it's insane. It's just because it's from an island called Fiji. It sounds interesting. Their branding is better. Very, very important. So that's kind of why branding's important. But here's the other more important part of it. So you've got poor people here and you've got rich people here. If I can actually spell, I don't know what the hell that was. Maybe I haven't fasted enough. And there's a divide between the two, a massive divide. The rich are going to get way richer over here, and the poor are going to get way poorer over time, over the next 5-10 years. Now, what's going to happen is that when it comes to content and like the video I'm making right now, when people get poorer, they're not going to be watching entertainment on YouTube that much. So, like streamers or just bullshit people who have no substance in their videos, they're going to be looking for answers. Because when they can't pay rent, they can barely afford food. They don't have time to be watching Netflix. They're going to be looking for answers. And where are those answers going to be? That's meant to be a W. They're going to be over here. I mean, they're going to be on YouTube probably. So that's why you need to position yourself on YouTube if you're running some type of business. It doesn't matter what it is, because that's where they're going to go. I can't remember who said it, but actually no, I can. Stephen Covey. I can't remember his name fully, but I think he said the only thing certain about business is uncertainty. So the only thing that is actually true about running a business is that there's going to be uncertainty. So when people can't afford basic needs, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, when people can't afford shelter, food, etc., they're going to be looking for answers. And those answers are going to be on YouTube. So the people who, this is meant to be people with smiley faces, who put themselves on YouTube now and provide actual value, provide substance in their videos, one that solves people's problems for free, people are going to find you and give you money. A lot of money to solve problems. Because you're the go-to guy. So that is really important. And if you can do this, you can position yourself. And Einstein actually said that, I think Einstein believed that the compounding was the best effect or the best thing in the entire world. I don't think he said this, but someone said that compounding should be the eighth wonder of the world. So linking back to YouTube, if you can, because to be honest, your first 50 videos are going to suck, or whatever platform you're trying to build a brand on, which from this, you should be like, oh shit, I need to make a brand now, both personal and corporate, mainly personal, because if you look at the top 10 richest people, you know who they are. So yeah, consistency when it comes to branding is everything. Now, what's happened with me is I think I've got about almost 130 videos on my YouTube channel, and I'm getting leads from videos I made like 6 months ago. Like so many leads a day. It's crazy. And to show you how powerful having a micro brand is, and you don't have to be a massive brand. You can be a micro brand. That's all you need. You just need to position yourself as an authority. Really important. And make bold claims. Be a bold person. Simple. So this is how it works. People who can position themselves When the poor get poor, which is inevitably going to happen over the next few years, we'll make a lot of money. And then this will be you. You'll be rich. Simple. So hopefully you found this video valuable. And if you can stay consistent on YouTube, for example, I post like I try to post every 48 hours, but sometimes it's a bit off on that. It has a massive compounding effect. It's crazy. Same with the daily actions you do. And it can work both positively or negatively. You can die by 1,000 cuts. You could do one habit that's bad a day, and over time that's going to lead into your life just being a downward spiral. Or you could do something that's a good habit today, like creating content, putting yourself out there, building, and the effects of that will compound into a massive upward spiral in the near future. So that is, I think actually, going back to the back here of building. Yeah, so I've talked about, so out of the actual 5 things you need to build, there's one is software. But once again, how it works is, let me actually write these things down. So, okay, let me write this down. So you're not just guessing. And then the 5th one is probably, cash. Let's put cash. So you've got software, you've got brand, you've got land, you've got crypto, and you've got cash. So software, I wouldn't recommend if you're a beginner, because it requires a bit of an upfront investment, capital. You need capital. And I recommend most businesses you can start for very little, although the barrier to entry will be a lot lower, more competition. Most people are just brain dead nowadays. They can't concentrate on a video for like 10 minutes. So if you're watching this and it's been 17 minutes, you're probably going to succeed in business, which is good. But this is something that can come later. Brand, however, you start that first. You start that right now. And a question I commonly get when it comes to branding is, Charlie, I don't know what to speak about. I don't have any like areas of expertise. And that doesn't matter. Learn. Why are you like telling me that? You just need to learn things and put it out there. Become specialists in a few aspects, a few different areas of business, and then become the go-to guy in those areas, and you'll make a lot of money. So you've got to remember that, like, the rise and fall of trends, you need to understand this. The government was once, imagine you've got rise and you've got fall on this graph here. The government was once here. At a period in history, taxation was less than 1%. There was a time where Abraham Lincoln opened the White House, and you could formally meet him and the people in the White House, and you could queue outside. That was when the government was fine. They probably wanted you to win. Taxation, less than 1%, is crazy. However, now, it's the complete opposite. It's fallen. Same with just like, actually, yeah, you could argue that this is like the same, but you've got healthcare. More people are getting fatter than ever, so obviously it's on a fall. You've got people who are more unhealthy than ever, so it's fallen. So the government, healthcare, even the education system's fallen. There was a time in which the education system worked. There was a time in which the online business you want to make wasn't really possible. I think Jeff Bezos had to borrow like $250,000 to build his first website, which is crazy. And now you can do it for less than $1 on, like, I don't know, Shopify or whatever. Basically free. So you got to understand trends and when they rise and when they fall. I think for healthcare, like in the UK, to be a GP, like a general practitioner, a doctor, you only have to study for 2 hours on sleep. Like, sleep is quite literally the most important thing, yet doctors only need to study for like 2 hours in the curriculum to be able to become a GP, even though sleep's one of the most important things besides, obviously, maybe your diet, and even then sleep's probably more important. Water you obviously need, but you get the point. Like, this is insane. These have all fallen. Same with education. It's just not a good tactic anymore. Spending like 100k or putting yourself in 100k debt, it's fallen. All of these things are fallen. However, let me tell you what's at the top right now. And if you're lucky enough, which you are because you're watching this video, you'll catch this. It's individuals. Individuals is on the rise. So you have the ability to educate yourself, to go to the gym. Gyms weren't always a thing. I don't think you understand how lucky you are to be at this point watching this video. Like, it's crazy. So be grateful that you actually have the ability to improve yourself and to become the person whoever you want. So individuals on the rise, more importantly, the ones that can position themselves for when, the economy goes worse, are going to make a lot of money. Simple. And then obviously you want the consistency. Einstein, compounding, one of the greatest things in the world, according to him. So yeah, hopefully you found this video valuable. If you did, just like and subscribe and comment whatever you want. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. And if you want to build your brand, I am actually going to open a few spots, only a few, because I can't take too many people with this. And what I want to do is help you build a brand. So it doesn't really matter what you're selling: coaching, agency services, high ticket, low ticket. I want to make you the go-to guy on YouTube mainly. And I've got an amazing team of thumbnail editors, regular editors, and I essentially just want to be there and help you build a brand, to position yourself to become the number one person in your niche. And yeah, if that sounds interesting, then just book a call below. I'll see if I can help you. If I can, great. If I don't think they can help you, then I'll say so. But it's worth a shot. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, and I'm going to keep pushing out these videos. You best believe that.